And we are joined now by UW-La Crosse political science professor Joe Heim to help us break down some of the bigger races coming up in November. Thanks for being here, Joe.
Sure, my pleasure.
All right, Joe, first of all, let's try to tackle the Johnson-Feingold rematch for the U.S. Senate seat. A lot of people wondering just how that rematch is going to happen this time, like if someone is in a stronger position this go-round than before.
Well, this is not, 2010 was a very Republican year, and that's the year that Johnson surprised Feingold. This is going to be a little more of a Democratic year. I would expect it to be a close race. You've got a former senator versus a current senator. Very rarely does that occur, by the way. And usually, I'm going to tell you that the incumbent normally wins that one. However, with Feingold ahead right now, there's an indication that this is going to be a very close race.
How important is this race for Republicans to win nationally?
Extremely important. You're going to see huge amounts of money coming into Wisconsin on this race. The Democrats, in order to take over the Senate, and they love to do this, would require, I think, 5 seats. This is one of the targeted 5 in the United States. This is one of those that they think they can really win.
Well, what about going back to Dan Kapanke also with a rematch with Jennifer Schilling again? What do you think is going to happen there? It was a very contentious race the first time around. Are you expecting that kind of a contest again this time? Or maybe not so much?
I don't think quite as contended. The personalities of both these two people are very pleasant. They're really nice people, so I don't expect to get nasty. The undercurrent of that race was the Act 10 and the dissident, the anti-governor mood, the idea that we were changing the state, the unions were upset. You remember all that period. It was a very upsetting period in the state of Wisconsin. This is not going to be the same way. Dan Kapanke is going to defend his vote, say basically that the reforms are working, and Jennifer Schilling is saying, no, they aren't, and I should stay in rallies. So I think it's going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be the marquee race in the area here.
We saw a lot of incumbents win tonight. Does that signal anything that this wave of change is not reaching Wisconsin?
You know, that's one of the big indicators. This is one of the first indicators of the electorate. Are they angry? Are they upset? Are they ready to throw the rascals out? Well, so far it doesn't look like they're ready to do that, at least in Wisconsin.
And once again, it looks like Kind is running even unopposed. So what does that say about the job he's been doing?
Well, his district is, I think it's his 10th term. This district is very Democratic, and he's generally been winning by large margins. So the combination of all those things, basically, I think the Republicans decided they weren't going to waste money and waste an attempt to try to upset him. It just didn't seem like impossible. However, this is one of the first times in, I don't know, almost 100 years that race is not contested. Very unusual.
We've been hearing a lot about the role that Wisconsin is going to play in this general election for president. What do you think that is? I
think Wisconsin's it's going to be a normal role. It's going to be a battleground state. We're going to have a lot of visits by vice presidential candidates and presidential candidates, because frankly, in order to win the United States, you almost have to carry a state such as Wisconsin. We're a purple state. We go either way. So it's always going to be a target. I always expect Wisconsin to do well in this particular reason.
All right. Thank you very much, Joe, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.